90 lo. 10. Okay. Hi everyone, good afternoon from California. Where is everyone watching from? If you're new to this channel, please go ahead and introduce yourselves. I'd like to know you and meet you. Where are you watching from? And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your love and your incredible support. Today we are talking about how to master the art of self-discipline. Yes, how to master self-discipline. I started the series last week, and I'm going to be continuing exactly from where we stopped last week. So yes, how do we master the art of self-discipline? I mean, I shared a couple of, some experiences in the last video, and how I get to set my goals and how I have an execution plan. Yes. So if you really want to achieve greater degrees of self-discipline, then you must have a mental picture, have a clear vision of what you hope to accomplish. Yes, just like any other goal that you have. And you must also have an understanding of what success means to you. Today, I'm going to be starting with the first point, which is to have a trigger. Yes, you must have your triggers close to you. Yes, something that triggers you to do what you need to do when you need to do it. And I'll give you an example, a classic example. If you're someone that actually, I'll give two examples. I mean, just so it doesn't look like I'm tilting towards just one direction. So, I mean, if you're someone that promises or you plan that, okay, from today henceforth, I'll start to work out first thing in the morning after my prayers. So first thing you need to do is make sure that you have those triggers by your side. You have your sneakers, you have your outfits just by your bed, so that when you wake up, there is no excuse. Sometimes we're like, oh, I don't know, I don't even know what to wear. So that is discouraging. I don't even know, because I don't know what to wear. I will not go. I'll go tomorrow. So have those triggers. Yes, those are things that will actually trigger you in a positive way, of course. So make sure that you have them right by your side. Yes, you have to. And you also have to practice daily diligence. Yes, it's a learned behavior. Nobody was born disciplined. Yes, you have to practice it. And that's why even people that go to, have military training, it's a training that eventually helps them, to stay grounded or have a system for everything that they do. I mean, it's pretty much about creating a system. Once you have a system in place, see, you don't have a problem. But when you don't have a system in place, that's exactly what people struggle with. If you want to really, handle this aspect of your life, you want to improve on this aspect of your life, then you should have a system that works. For someone like me, I go to the library once every week. It's my time to, do certain things. So you have to create a system for yourself. Have certain days that you do certain things. Have a time period that you devote for certain things. That way, you're creating a system. Like I said, Rome was not built in a day. You don't have to start today and get grounded today. So practice, like they say, practice makes perfect. So start today. Start small. Those tiny, like they say, tiny drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So you have to start today. Start to cultivate that habit today. You're not going to become that. You're not going to have self-discipline today in one day. So you have to practice daily diligence. Like I said, it is a learned behavior and you have to practice it. You have to start, you have to try. When you try today and it's not working out, I mean, today I tried my hand on piano. I don't think I've done it before. I tried my hand on piano and I was able to get it. And I'm like, okay, what if I actually devote 30 minutes, just 30 minutes of my time doing this thing every day? I'll be better. I'll be a better person. Even if it's 1% better, it's better than zero. It's better than nothing. So when you do things consistently, when you do things constantly, every day, you get better at it every day. So if self-discipline is something that you struggle with, then start to do those things that you always put off. Yes, start to do them every day. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised that you get better at it every single day. Please, where are you watching from? Why is nobody talking in the comments? Oh yeah, where are you tuning in from? If you're new here, please introduce yourselves in the comments. I'd like to know you. Me too. What part of the world are you watching from? So when you do those things every day, that's how you obtain mastery, yes, of anything. You can master any skills. I'm telling you, when people say, oh, I'm not good at this thing, I'm not, have you tried it every day? You spend a good amount of time doing it every day. Trust me, you're going to become better. I'm telling you, because you're going to face temptation. So when you'll be able to keep your willpower in check. So when you face those temptations and you're able to overcome it today, it becomes easier tomorrow. Yes, it's because even if you don't overcome it the first day, the second day you try, it's not a struggle. With you have to keep at it, but don't give up. Don't leave it. You will never get better by leaving something. You don't. You never get better by quitting. Like I was saying, quitters never win, and winners never quit. When you get to the point where you want to quit, trust me, you're already close to your goal. So please, the bigger the temptation or the decision, the more challenging it can feel, to tackle that issue. Yes, and it requires self-control. You have to. You have to. I'm telling you, so what you take one day at a time. If there's anything at all you have been putting off, start one day at a time, one step at a time. Like I said, Rome was not built in a day. And trust me, if you can do it, if you can conceive it, you can do it. And if anyone can do it, you can do it too. Yes, if anybody can do those things, you too can do it. It's just a matter of devoting time, dedicating the right amount of time and resources, your energy, just focus on getting those things done. When it comes to discipline, when it comes to achieving anything, you want to go back to school, it seems like it seems like a long road. It starts with one day. It starts with just one day. Take one step at a time. You want to go back to school, okay, go ahead and apply for admission. If it's, for you to write those prerequisite examinations, go ahead and start taking those exams today. Before you know it, you're already there. Before you know it, you're halfway there. You're halfway there. So please, please, and please don't beat yourself about, you not being able to achieve those things in one day. No, like I said, it takes time. You have to build discipline. You have to build it, and it takes time. So don't be too hard on yourself. Try today. If it's not as good as, try again the next day. Even if it's as good, keep at it. That's where you build resilience. That's where you build, you build that capacity that you need to be able to overcome the challenges of not being self-disciplined. So please take one day at a time, keep at it, practice daily diligence. Practice daily diligence, set your clear goals, and have an execution plan. Some people don't even have goals. Some people don't know what they want. Some people don't have a mental picture of what they want. Some people's goals are other people's goals. They see what other people are doing, and immediately they want to do the same thing. They don't know why they are doing it. They don't know what is the motive behind. They don't even have a motive. So you have to start. You have to start by asking yourself those hard questions. Ask yourself, what really do you want? It doesn't have to be what X wants or what Y wants. Imagine your life without X and Y. What do you really want? The next thing here is for you to create new habits and rituals. Create new habits and rituals. Like they say, insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. You're complaining that this thing is not working for you and still doing the same thing you're doing. Yeah, of course, you get the same result. You can't be doing the same thing and expect things to just change. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to practice new habits. You have to. You have to create new habits and rituals, meaning things that you do on a day-to-day basis. Maybe you sleep too much, or hey Sarah, thank you for joining in. Maybe you sleep a lot, or you don't even, there's certain things that you shouldn't be doing that you're doing. Then it might be time for you to create new rituals, practice new habits and new rituals. If I've said this so many times on my channel. If you're someone that, maybe you struggle with working out, workout is so easy for me to talk about because it's something a lot of people also struggle with. So you may have to create a new ritual or a new habit. Maybe you take a particular route to work, or you take a particular route every day, or maybe you take your child to school. You might want to create a habit, a ritual around that activity that you do every day that you must do, right? So you look for a gym close to where your child is, and then you go work out. Right after dropping your child, you go there and you work out. If it is to work, if you go to work and you take this particular route, you might have to wake up earlier than normal. Then enroll in a gym. Maybe if the gym is the only way that keeps you motivated, because you pay for a gym membership, you are forced. You don't want the money to waste. A lot of people do that because they don't want that money to go to waste. People join Planet Fitness and they're like, I don't know, I've not been there for 3-4 years and I've not been able to cancel my gym membership. You can just do that And then around the time that, maybe you go to work, wake up a little bit earlier, maybe an hour earlier, and then you hit the gym, and then you go to work. When you do it on the first day, you're like, okay, I didn't die. You can do it again the next day. Practice it again the very next day. And then you do it again the third day. Like I said, you have to build habits over time. You build it over time. So you do it every single day. You can practice new habits and rituals that will help you to overcome that lack of discipline. You practice it, you have to practice it every day, because practice makes perfect until it becomes a part of you. It just becomes like second nature to you. People wonder how I show up for myself every time, because I have a system. I have a plan that works. I mean, it's easy for me to schedule my live stream, my Sunday live stream for 1 p.m. Pacific time, because it rhymes with when I'm back from church. And it's easy for me to just get right into the studio and go right and record or go live. So you have to, practice new habits. Practice new habits. Insert whatever you need to do within those new habits. Insert it. You'll be surprised. Every single day, do the same thing. Even if it's not every day, if it's daily, if it's periodic, if it's weekly, before you know it, you become a pro. Like I said, you don't become a pro by quitting. You have to keep at it. You have to be diligent. You have to practice. You have to keep practicing. You can't afford to give up on yourself. You cannot. And this is why being intentional is very, very important. Yeah. And the next thing I want to say here is to change your perception about willpower. If you have a limit, you mentally have placed a limit on yourself, then that's the way it's going to be. But when you decide, the day you decide to be open, the day you decide to stretch it, the day you tell yourself it's endless possibilities, then it starts to change for you. I've mentioned previously that willpower can deplete over time. You have to change your perception. You have to change your perception, how you see things, how you even see yourself. Some people's, lack of self-discipline is just as a result of the limitations that they have placed on themselves. They have placed, they don't think that they can do it. They look down on themselves. They don't think, oh, I don't think I can achieve that thing. Oh, I don't think there's nothing in this world you cannot achieve if you set your mind to it. There's nothing in this world that you can't achieve if you set your mind to it. And then you can find people with like minds, people who are like-minded, people who are even better than you. Is always better. Like I mean, I've said it so many times on my channel as well, that if you're the best person in a room, then you're in the wrong room. If you're the smartest, thank you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. If you're the best person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You are in the wrong circle, because you need people that will pour into you. You need people that will, also be a blessing to you. I was talking to someone earlier today, and I was giving some suggestions about some things, business ideas, and she gave a much more smarter, strategy. So make sure they are not always the smartest person in a room. Always strive to improve by being in a room. And there are people who are intimidated when they find people that are doing far better than them. Then you should go check yourself, because you have placed the limitation on yourself. Why would you not be comfortable to have Tony Lumelu in the same room with you? Why would you not be comfortable to have people like President Barack Obama in the same room with you? Why would you want to be in a room where you're the best person in the room? Local champion. That's another problem that a lot of people have. A lot of people face this thing. They're not comfortable when they see people that are doing far better than them. Why? That's the question. Why? You have placed so much limitations on yourself. So much limitations, because you feel you don't match or you don't belong in a place where they're better than you. Hello? That's where you belong. So when it comes to practicing the acts of self-discipline, mingle with people who have mastered the art so that you can learn from them. Mingle with them. Talk to them. Make friends with them. Ask them questions. Be friends with them. Reach out to them. Connect with them. Because, like they say, a problem shared is a problem half solved. You might be surprised what they also are lacking, their areas they also are lacking in, that you are pretty much better at, that you have high proficiency in. So please, when it comes to mastering the art of self-discipline, you need to, learn from others that have done it and they are still doing it. And there's something I discovered. It was just like, yeah, it was like a pinch this week, or sorry, last week. This is a new week. Last week, I realized that billionaires, well, most billionaires have time to work out. Why? I give myself a response because they have something to lose. Because they have something to lose. If they don't take care of their health and they have so much money, how are they going to enjoy it? You see people who are struggling, who don't take care of their health, maybe because they feel, okay, what is there to? They have nothing to lose. Billionaires take their time to work out. And when I hear people give excuses, oh, I'm busy. Really? When President Barack Obama was president of the United States, when he was in power, active power, he did basketball every day. He played basketball every day, every morning. And he was the president of the country. So how busy can you get? Are you busier than him? But he takes time to work out and look good. So if you know that you have something to lose, if you know that you're going to be successful, that's another thing. I don't know how best to explain this. When you know that you are a successful person and you will be successful, you will continue to be successful, then you will take your health seriously. Hey, Chinwa, thank you so much for joining in. You will take your health seriously. When you know definitely that, okay, when I amass all this wealth, when I do all this great stuff, when am I going to get the time to really enjoy it? If there's no health to enjoy it, like they say, health is the new wealth. If there's no health to enjoy it, then what is the point? Really, what is the point? So when you know that you will be successful, you will start to show up for yourself. You will start to show up for yourself. And before you know it, you master the art of self-discipline. You master the art of self-discipline. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you too. Thank you so much for joining in. So there are lots and lots of things that you can do to practice. Start to practice self-discipline. Like they say, Rome was not built in a day. You will not achieve at that point in day one. I didn't get to this point too in day one. No. It took time. It took years. It took years. I'm telling you. Because I had to practice this so many times. And then I'm like, okay, now you're good to go. Now you're good to go. But then again, there is no perfect time. Start now. If you want to practice the art of self-discipline, being self-disciplined, then you have to start now. Start small. Start small, but be consistent. Give yourself grace. Just be consistent. Be consistent. Don't beat yourself up too much. Okay, you did it today. Maybe you missed tomorrow, but don't give up on yourself. Don't stop there. Don't stand and say, oh, I missed it yesterday, which means I'm falling out, which means I can't make it. You can. Just once you have come to that realization, just move on. Don't stay. I don't stay down. When you fall, don't stay down. Stand up. Get up. How fast you get up, really tells a lot about your resilience. So when you fall, don't worry about it. Everybody fails at some point in time or the other of our lives, in our lives. Once you start, you fall, you get back up again. Another thing you should do is to give yourself a backup plan. Have a contingency plan. Have a contingency plan. There are certain times that things don't go according to plan, to the way we planned it, but don't stay down. Don't stay down. Don't start, I don't like self-pity. I don't like it. And I don't like people pitying me. Please do not pity me for any reason. Thank you for the thumbs up. Please like and share if you can. I forgot to even mention this in the beginning of today's, live stream. So please give yourself a backup plan. What do you plan to do? What do you plan to do? I always say this. It is better to have what you don't need than to need what you don't have. It is better to have what you don't need than to need what you don't have. It is better to go to school and get an education and you don't need it. It's better than you needing it and you don't have it. Yeah. It's better than you needing it and you don't have it. So when it comes to self-discipline, I mean, I honestly, I'm sorry, but to a very large extent, I can't relate. When people tell me, oh, I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start from, start from somewhere. Or you say, oh, I have 1 million ideas, start from one. Trust me, you can't execute 1 million ideas at once. You can't execute all of them at once diligently. So you have to start from somewhere. It has to do with mastering the art of self-discipline. You have to. It's not something you can run away from. And whether you like it or not, as women, if you're a woman watching this, we are project managers. we are. We are project managers. You can do so well in one area and not do too well in another area, but you have to. But you still have to manage all of them still. You still have to. So whether something is not a particular thing is not working out in this area doesn't mean you shouldn't have a backup plan. Just have something you can fall back on, just so that you can move on, so that your life is not solely dependent on just one thing. So when it comes to practicing the art of self-discipline, there is a lot that goes in place. And then one important thing that a lot of people, find it difficult to do is to find trusted coaches and mentors. Find trusted coaches and mentors or mentors. So you look for someone that you look up to, even like I said, even if you don't know them physically, even if you can't reach out to them physically, you can read their books. You can follow them. You can see what they do. And you can follow suit. I mean, a lot of people have Oprah Winfrey as their role model and they have not met her in person. It's okay. It is okay. And if you're someone that struggles maybe with reading, you want to start reading, and you said, oh, I promised I was going to read 2 years ago. I'm going to read a book a month. 2 years ago, I didn't do it. Last year, same thing. This year, I don't know. You can start by reading a few pages in a day, few pages every day. Trust me, there's time. If the president of the country can work out every day, who are you? What are you doing? How busy can you get? How busy are you? So you have to. Honestly, there is time. We all have 24 hours every day. So there is time. We can always, make out time to do these things. And like I said, it's all about practicing the art of self-discipline. You have to. You have to. So, like I said, you build strong habits, you start small, and use triggers. Use triggers, use things that remind you, use things that propel you to do what you plan to do. Triggers, these are things that prompt you to take action. Like I said, if you want to exercise in the morning, you can put your clothes right beside you, your workout clothes. Put it beside you a day before or a night before. Your sneakers, you put them there a night before. So use triggers, things that will prompt you. Okay, say for instance, this is where I have various points in my studio. And I've taken a tour of it, but right now I have a lot to do. I would have shown you guys. But you should have a space. Let's assume that you maybe a content creator, and sometimes you're like, I, I'm just, I don't know. I don't feel I want to shoot content, but because I have to start setting up the place, I have to start doing, why don't you just set up a place permanently? Set up a place permanently so that when it's time for you to shoot, you just put on your ring lights, you sit down, and that's it. Just put on your ring light, just sit down, and that's it. Instead of you having to set up your studio every single time or set up your background every single time. Except if you have mastered the art of self-discipline, like I do, because I have various backgrounds for various channels that I have. So when it comes to shooting the videos, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer for me. I just go right into it, get in the mode, and that's it. No stories. So if you're someone that actually struggles with self-discipline, maybe you should have triggers. Like I mentioned, set up triggers that will help you. Yeah, you may need it, especially when you're just starting. So use triggers. cues that will prompt you to take action. Use that. And the next thing here is for you to eliminate distractions, even if it means not picking up calls at a certain time. How do you identify distractions? Recognize the things that typically divert your attention. Recognize those things that divert your attention. There are times I'm in the middle of something very important and maybe I get a message that makes no sense. I will block the person straight. I will just block the person, no stories, because that distraction would cost me about 30 minutes because I have to get back to the mode, back to work mode. So eliminate anything. Like I said, I've said it so many times on this channel. I've gotten to a point where there was a time I used to delete apps. I would post on Instagram and I would delete the app right after post. And I have to post 4 times every day when I was in grad school on Instagram, because I realized Instagram is a huge form of distraction for me then. Now it doesn't distract me. When I'm there, I know I am conscious of the time I spent there. I don't spend unnecessary time doing these things. Well, I didn't get to that point in one day. I also was at the point, there was one time I had to delete the app once I post for my business. I delete Instagram app. You can delete all the apps that are distracting you. Delete them. You can, install them back when you need them. Yeah, that's okay. And just so you know, I still delete WhatsApp. I still do. When I have to, I delete WhatsApp. Yeah, sometimes I delete it completely. I do what I need to do. When I'm done with everything, then I install it back and I can move on. So please, you should have, delete every form of distraction, everything that seems to distract you from achieving your goals, from being self-disciplined. You have to take them out of the way. Take them out of the way and then create a focused environment for yourself. So designate a specific area. There are people, I follow one of my friends on TikTok and she's always, trying to encourage everyone to pray and read our Bibles. And, she tries to share strategies that will help you no matter what, to pray every day. If it's while cooking or while taking care of the kids or while you're at work or when you just woke up in the morning or when you're about to sleep at night. She shares all these things. So create a focused environment. Some people even go as far as creating like they convert their staircase, under their staircase, to like a prayer room. They put a mattress there, they put pillow, they make it really beautiful. So that once they get in there, it's just serene. So you can create a focused environment for yourself. So designate a specific area for things that you want to achieve and limit access to distractions. Delete everything that seems to distract you. Delete it. I'm telling you. And another thing you want to do is you want to strengthen your willpower. Practice delayed gratification. Some people don't have resilience at all. And that's where discipline comes in. If you're hey, Precious, thank you so much for joining in. So if you're someone who actually struggles in this area, then you might have to practice delayed gratification. I shared, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? I was talking about me. I don't take my first meal until 4 p.m. Sometimes 5 p.m. every day. So if you want to lose weight, maybe you just want to lose weight. I'm not talking about fasting, like real spiritual fasting. Some people have been told to, fast just to lose weight. So what you want to do is maybe you're supposed to stop at 12. You can extend it to 2 or 3. You realize that you will not die. You have not died. So you can practice delayed gratification. That's just an example. Practice delayed gratification for you to build that resilience, for you to build self-discipline. And you would see that, okay, I remember when I first started fasting a long time ago, when I fasted the first day, I'm like, I did this. Honestly, it's a big deal. It was a big deal at the time. I was like, I did this. Okay, I can continue tomorrow. So when you practice delayed gratification, even when it's time for you to break, you'll be like, I can still go another 1 hour. I can still go another 1 hour. That is how you build self-discipline. Practice delayed gratification. I mean, when I first started shooting multiple videos in a day, when I shot, like the first time I did two, first time I did more than one, I did two, and I'm like, okay, I can do more. I did five. Although at the time when I think I did three or four, I was tired, but I kept going. So practice delayed gratification. So when you do that, you build discipline along the way. You build it somewhere along the line. You'll be surprised. You will be surprised at what you can achieve the moment you take back that power. Yeah. And I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. I still have a lot to share, and I might continue with this same topic next week, because this is something a lot of people struggle with. And I hope this video has blessed someone today. If that's blessed you, please like this video and do well to share as well with your friends. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I remain your girl Miriam. If you have not checked out my previous videos, please go ahead and check out all my grants videos. I'm going to be sharing a lot of grants on my channel this period. So make sure that you stay connected and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified every single time that I drop a new video. All right, guys, I will see you next week with the same topic. Take care of yourselves and God bless you. Bye for now.